I'd like to invite Brian Newman, Director of Campus Planning and Development for OHSU. Morning, Brian.
Good morning. Chair President Van Beveren, members of the board. Good morning. It's an honor to be here, and I appreciate the opportunity to come talk to you about a project that's very near and dear to my heart, but also important for my employer. But I'll talk to you a little about my personal interest in the project. I've been involved in it in some fashion or another for 12 years, maybe even longer than that. First as a city councilor in Milwaukee, where with Jim Bernard, who's now county commissioner, I campaigned for city council as a supporter of light rail, and worked to get TriMet, Metro, and all the regional partners to support a project to extend light rail to Clackamas County. But then also had the opportunity as a Metro councilor for 5 years to chair the policy committee that led to the locally preferred alternative. And so this is something that personally I'm just very excited to see move to the next step, and I appreciate your support of the project as well. But I no longer speak as a private citizen, speak for those communities. I'll let the elected officials do that. I'm here to speak on behalf of my employer, Oregon Health and Science University, where I serve as the Planning and Development Director. And President Robertson sends his regards and wants to know that OHSU is a very strong supporter of this project. OHSU, as you know, is the largest employer in the city of Portland. We have just over 13,000 employees and growing. We're actually still hiring, even though we know that a lot of our other partners are having a hard time of it, as well as the private sector. But OHSU is growing, and we have about 12,000 of those employees who work either in South Waterfront or on Markham Hill, and fewer than 5,000 parking spaces to serve those employees. So as you can imagine, our partnership with TriMet and the role of transit is key to OHSU to remain a strong employer, to attract employees, researchers, and all the other faculty and students and others that make OHSU such a special place. And actually our mode split, we're very proud of up on the Hill, but also in South Waterfront, where there's easier access, is still well over 50%, and we want to continue that leadership. Now our interest in this project is really about leveraging private development and leveraging the future of South Waterfront. There's a lot of other goals of this project that are very important, and that beyond just transit access, leveraging that development is very important. As you know, transit is not just about moving people, although that's the primary role and it's key. It's also about building community, and we want to make sure that we're building a place, a community that the whole region can be proud of in South Waterfront. We have about 27 acres where OHSU intends to grow over the next 50 or 100 years in South Waterfront. Our first building, Center for Health and Healing, is a LEED Platinum building that we're very proud of. We're now working on the first phase of our Schnitzer campus, which is right where your station is going to be. The Collaborative building, which is a partnership with Oregon University System, is the Collaborative Life Sciences building, where we will be moving, when that building opens, the first 2 years of our medical school, the first 2 years of our dental school, the Oregon University System's Oregon State University's pharmacy program, and Portland State University's biology and chemistry departments, all to that building in a collaborative, programmatic model that we're very, very excited about. It's a 260,000 square foot facility, $150 million, and we hope to break ground either in the last quarter of next year or the first quarter of 2012, calendar 2012. And your project is absolutely critical to this building. Not only is the front door at your station, so we need that station built to provide the pedestrian and bicycle and other access and transit access to the facility, but there will be hundreds of students, particularly with PSU, that will be moving back and forth between the PSU campus and our new campus in South Waterfront. Streetcar is certainly plays a role in providing that connection, but because of the volume, we really need light rail. So we can't build our building without it. It's a key part of leveraging the private development of Oregon Health and Science University. And we're excited that we're already working on our second building. We don't have an announcement yet, and so can't tell you too much about it, but we hope that over the next several months we can announce, in conjunction with this building, we'll be working on another building in the Schnitzer campus as well, all completely dependent on the role of TriMet and the role of transit to be able to serve those facilities. Now, we've had a great partnership with TriMet for years and decades, but we've been spending more time than I'd like to admit over probably weekly meetings with TriMet over the last year to working on a land donation, where we're donating the land for the station, but we're also donating most of our campus for 5 or 6 years to provide the staging for your project. The value of that donation, both the fee donation as well as the temporary donation, has been appraised at over $15 million, which is part of that in-kind contribution that you'll be using with the federal government to leverage federal resources. And we hope, we're working very diligently with TriMet staff through a whole host of issues to close at the end of January on that donation. But it's very important to us, and we're happy to participate in any way we can to support the project. Let me just close by saying this project, as you can imagine, is not just important to OHSU, it's important to the region, not just for the jobs it'll create, which will be significant over the 5 years of construction, but for the future access, and then leveraging the private development, as I started out by saying, with our campus. And so we are enthusiastic supporters of it, and we wish you all the best in moving forward, and we will be with you every step of the way in partnership to support the project. So thank you very much, and it's an honor to be here today to speak about it.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
Thank you. Other questions, Brian? I was, at Revolution, I was educated with respect to the vital interests of OHSU and PSU, and the link that we're providing with this Portland-Milwaukie light rail between the two campuses that is absolutely essential to their continued cooperation and development. So that was I think an aspect of it that maybe the general public isn't as aware of as it needs to be in terms of what we're getting with this investment. So.
Sure, and you may have seen the articles about our strategic alliance with
Right,
PSU,
exactly.
and this building is a manifestation, a physical manifestation of that, and a programmatic one, but it's the first step in which you'll see a lot of, I think, in the future between PSU and OHSU, and as well as the other OUS partners.
Thank you for coming to make a presentation.
My pleasure. Good luck. Thanks.